12 of the fantasy football season, and here's a few running backs I have as sleeper options this week. The first guy, Todd Johnson of the New York Jets. So we know in this ball game he's going to be out. Here is Michael Carter, who's been very impressive in my opinion this season. But right now, Todd Johnson, who's available in a whopping 63% of fantasy leagues, so he's going to get a lot of touches in this game, I think. Tevin Coleman probably will get the start, but I don't think he's going to last and get many snaps in that ball game as Coleman. I think he'll probably get anywhere from 8 to 10 touches, and Todd Johnson will be doing all the passing downs work, and obviously some rushes in between the tackles. So the last few games here for Todd Johnson, Week 9 at Indy, 4 carries, 21 yards, 2 catches, 40 yards, and a touchdown with a fumble loss. Week 10 versus Buffalo, 2 carries, 2 yards, 5 catches, 36 yards. And then last week versus Miami, he put in a stinker in that one. 5 rushing yards on 1 carry and 1 catch for 8 yards. But obviously this week here, he's going to get more of a workload. I don't see Coleman doing much in this ball game. And if the Jets are trailing, he's going to get a lot of dump-offs and stuff, in my opinion. And it's a good matchup at Houston that gives up the 10th most fantasy points to running backs on the season. The next running back I have is a sleeper option this week, Johnson of the Houston Texans. So it's a name who hasn't been fantasy relevant for a few seasons now, is David Johnson. But right here, he's got a great matchup versus the Jets that give up the most fantasy points to running backs on the season. And right now, they cut Phillip Lindsay. We know they traded Mark Ingram a few weeks ago as well here. And right here, he's going to be the bell cow in this game. Him and Burkhead in this one are the only 2 real running backs on this roster. So the last few weeks here for Johnson, Week 8 versus the Rams, 2 carries, 4 yards, a catch, -1 yards. Week 9 at Miami, 4 carries, 11 yards, 3 catches, 29 yards. The last week at Tennessee in Week 11, 13 carries, 18 yards, 3 catches, 16 yards. But right here versus the Jets, more opportunity, him and Burkhead. And I think Johnson in this one could get 40, 50 total yards and possibly find the end zone. So he's a running back I have as a sleeper option this week. And the third and final running back I have as a sleeper this week, Hillyard of the Tennessee Titans. So last week, Hillyard had the best game of his career for fantasy owners. And he was a guy that was the 4th string running back and off the practice squad for this Tennessee Titan team. So in that one versus Houston, 7 carries, 35 yards, and 8 catches for 47 yards. I know Week 12, it's a tough matchup at the Patriots, but he's more of a third down back here, obviously, is Hilliard. We saw Jeremy Mcnichols. He was out of that ball game. Adrian Peterson got cut. And right now, Mcnichols, he's missed practice over the last few days here. So it wouldn't surprise me to see Hilliard have a decent role. And Foreman's questionable as well. So right here, next man up for Tennessee. And Hilliard, he's available right now in 82% of fantasy leagues. And it wouldn't surprise me to see him get anywhere from 10 to 12 fantasy points in PPR leagues. So right now, a lot of guys have gone down over there in the backfield in Tennessee. And like I mentioned, Hilliard might be the last man there to get the start. So that's a few running backs I have as sleeper options for Week 12 of the fantasy football season.